and thanks for joining me. In this little video, I'll show you just a bit of my day. My husband and I are getting a bit more settled into our new life here in Bodrum, Turkey, and there are many places that we have to discover in the area that I'd love to bring you along to see, and with time, we'll hopefully get to them. But for now, we're just trying to feel a bit more at home and create a little bit of a routine. The scenery at our new home is so beautiful. Bodrum gets extremely hot in the summer, and since I'm not a fan of heat, I've been trying to enjoy the mornings in the garden and on the patio before the sun gets too strong. No matter where we live, though, one routine that we tend to stick to, like so many other people, is a morning coffee. And my husband especially enjoys trying out all sorts of coffee and brewing styles, and he even used to roast his own beans back in the US. For now, he's just been sampling some different brands until he finds just the perfect one. I, on the other hand, am just fine with drinking some instant coffee. I dilute it with sugar and milk and normally ice when I have some, so I'm not as particular as him. On this day, we had some errands to run, but before we headed out, I wanted to throw in some laundry. And like many other parts of the world, you'll usually find the wash machine in Turkey in the bathroom and sometimes even in the kitchen. In the US, the washer and dryer are normally in their own closet, laundry room, or even in the basement. And I don't mind not having a dryer for the most part, but I do miss it for certain items that I want to have nice and fluffy, like blankets and towels. And of course, it is much more convenient. But if you're lucky to have low humidity and a good breeze, line drying can be fairly quick as well. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy watching YouTube videos from people living all over the world just showing their daily tasks. And as someone who likes grocery shopping, I thought it'd be fun to show you a little bit of a Turkish grocery store. Now, in Turkey, there are a few larger chain grocery stores such as Migros and Carrefour, and we also have a lot of smaller budget grocery stores like Şok, Beam, and A101, in addition to many corner convenience stores that are called bakkals. I've seen this chain before called Filet, and I hadn't been into one before moving to Bodrum, and I have to say I really love this one. I think that the prices here are reasonable compared to the other options, and the produce selection so far has been really good. Now, normally we go to the farmer's market to get most of our produce since they have the best variety and prices as well as the best quality, and I've noticed that the quality of produce at the chain stores is pretty poor actually. But so far I've been impressed with Filets. Although we don't buy all of our produce here, it's good to have it as an option. And I also enjoy the store's own brand of products called Haras, and this location actually tends to be really clean and organized, which I can't always say about the other grocery stores, especially the budget ones. What can I say? Grocery shopping for me is a whole experience.
this bread or this bread? It's actually tasted this bread.
It's a big decision. In addition to some other errands we ran on this day, we also stopped by a local bakery to get some more fresh bread. Since we don't have a bakery within walking distance, we like to stock up and freeze it. And we also stopped at an A101 to get some varieties of water. And most people I've come across in Turkey will not drink the tap water, and I've asked whether or not it's safe, and I'm always told that it is, but for some reason, I guess people just choose to buy bottled water, or they get these really big jugs, I think it's 19 liters, of water delivered to their home. I know the water here in Bodrum is quite hard, so it does have a little bit of a different taste, but in other parts of Turkey I haven't really noticed a difference in taste. If you live in Turkey, do you drink the tap water? I'm curious to know others' thoughts on this. I really wanted to share with you current prices for the items that we bought. Just from listening to friends and family here in Turkey, the ever-changing prices of groceries always seems to be a topic of conversation, and I just thought it would be interesting to share. The current exchange rate at this time in late August is $1 to 33.89 Turkish lira. The total on this ended up being over $57. What are your thoughts on these prices? After a morning of errands, we were really hungry and just wanted something quick to eat before heading out again, and a go-to for us is a tuna sandwich. And just like with our coffee, my husband and I like ours prepared in different ways, but luckily both are easy enough to make. We weren't going to make it to a larger farmer's market this week, but we did want to stop by this little mini village one. And we went to this one before a few times, and it's just this one guy who shows up with his van filled with all sorts of different produce. He unloads some of the crates and bags filled with fruits and veggies, and some he just leaves inside the van. After sitting down to have his snack and smoke his cigarette, he's ready for business. He's quite the character, actually, and we've been lucky with the quality of his food so far, and his prices are also reasonable. In particular, we came for his figs, though. For about the last month, figs have been in season, and although you can sometimes find figs in the US, they're certainly not plentiful or as delicious as they are here. And this vendor's figs are honestly the best that I've ever had in my life, and the season for figs is so short that we really take advantage of it. He also lets you pick your own, which a lot of vendors at the farmers markets won't let you do, so that's a bonus. Fresh figs were certainly up there on my list of reasons to move to Turkey, and we did even name our dog Fig, so yeah, you could say we're fans. After arriving home, I finally got all of the groceries from the day put away and organized, and just did a little tidy up of the home before going outside to enjoy my fresh figs. And then I happily descended into a fig sugar coma.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass, I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors. Summer love, memory washed in every shade of green in all the colors. Summer love, remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air-conditioned blues. Could use some too.
As someone with quite fair skin, I tend to stay away from the harsh sun during the daytime, but once evening rolls around, I can manage the heat just enough to enjoy a little stroll. On this evening, a random dog decided to join me. Turkey has many street dogs, and I'm sure most are just fine, but sometimes their large size does give me a little bit of a scare. Luckily, the owner for this one was nearby and let me know that he was friendly. Oh, and does anyone know what this tree is? I see these quite a bit, and at first I thought it was an olive tree since it has a really similar look, but I haven't seen any olives on them yet, so I'm just kind of curious what it is. I like going for walks in new areas, and so far in Bodrum, the countryside views have been so beautiful and a nice change from the busyness of the city. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this little video. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy going out to explore new places and bringing you along, but I'm just as equally a homebody, and so I hope that you don't mind just joining me for a normal day as well. If you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks!